You can use coffee grounds. It's not always a brown or green ratio. Okay, we've added the waste nitrogen food scraps, and this is the alfalfa mill. You could use alfalfa hay if you have access to that, but you don't need a lot of this for igniting the pile. And I'm kind of sprinkling a couple handfuls on here, and this is going to provide the microbes and additional nitrogen to get this center layer going here. And kind of spread it evenly around. And next I'm going to add rock dust, which will also help stimulate the reaction, as well as providing a mineral source for your great compost later. Okay, now we're going to water the top part of this. Now what we're going to do is put straw on top, so we have essentially an insulated box. There's straw on the bottom, there's straw on the sides, straw in the middle, and we're putting straw on top. And we're creating an oven effect so the microbe explosion can take place. We are going to make another layer, just repeating the whole process. So it's kind of like a lasagna layer. You have your carbon materials and you have your nitrogen. Then you do the carbon, nitrogen, and generally speaking, if you're not using sawdust, which I would not recommend, you have about 4 parts carbon to 1 part nitrogen. And with the alfalfa, it will all heat up. So we're going to give this a nice covering and repeat our process. Okay, we're doing the same thing. We're going to, every layer we do, we put add water to it. So the microbes need oxygen and they need water to create the explosion in the population. So that's why we're watering this and we're using straw. So we'll let air go through there pretty easy. And in the center of it is where everything is cooking. Okay, we're going to add more leaves, carbon material here. We'll water this down. Okay, on this layer here, we're going to add green grass clippings as our nitrogen source. Now, if you let your grass clippings dry out, they're not a nitrogen source, they'll be brown, and they'd be a carbon source. So you really want the green color and plant life for the nitrogen source. And we're going to add the alfalfa. Like I said, the alfalfa just makes it foolproof for heating up. Grass clippings by themselves could probably heat up fine, but this will just ensure that everything works. And we're going to put our rock dust on here also, and then we'll water everything. Now we're going to add our carbon material, which is also the insulation to keep the piles high. If I find I'm layering these piles, and the combination of heating up the rock dust and the straw will keep the pile from smelling. Okay, so we've added our carbon material, and I added the nitrate material. Now I'm going to put in more alfalfa meal and the rock dust azomite. And then we'll water that, cover it, and we are done. And when this is all done heating up, this pile will shrink to about 1/4 of this size in your ratio here. Now what's left is just put the cap on for our compost oven here, which is the straw material. The pile is 4 feet and it's 4 feet square also. And here we have the compost thermometer. And well, I'm going to put this into the side, and within 2-3 days at the most, it will heat up to 160 degrees, and it will maintain that temperature for, I would say, 5 days, and then it'll just start dropping. And that's when the cooler bacteria will take over. So we have our compost thermometer, and what you want to do is stick it in the middle of the pile, which is going to get to be the hottest here. So all we do is stick it in right here. So here we have a compost pile, and happy composting to everybody.